This project attempts to incorporate aspects of the pastoral into a commons-based housing system, transforming what it means to be in the heart of a thriving metropolis. When the country is brought into the city on a small scale, and the resources are shared equally, the commons approach finds new meaning. Public housing as a concept is inherently conceived with good intention. However, it is also a work in progress. It is our hope that this design proposal can build upon that concept in a productive and innovative manner. In our attempt to incorporate aspects of the pastoral, we looked at the precedent set by the Wallachia project, which explores what the 5 boroughs would have looked like with their native flora and fauna. It attempts to provide the basis for all the people of New York to appreciate, conserve, and reinvigorate the natural heritage of their city. Our design places equal emphasis on scale and function as the defining characteristics. The different massing elements were synergistically combined to organize the structure formally. Taking the concept of varying scale, we began to find a way to join the massing elements through an aggregate form of expression. Varying scale allows for the distribution of function according to scale and use and activity. These varying functions come together to invigorate a sense of community. From birds to bees to humans, the building provides habitat for all. Being just over double the height of the existing Farragut buildings, we found ourselves pushing the limits of the allowable FAR. We addressed this issue by absorbing unused FAR from smaller surrounding buildings in order to meet the criteria. Playing the role of nature's pollinators, bees are a crucial component of natural growth cycles. With pesticides and climate change causing mass population and habitat loss, our building incorporates integrated spaces for bees to colonize and interact with the vertical farm systems in the building. Additionally, the allotted vertical farming is capable of providing fresh produce year-round for the entirety of the building's occupants. In order to understand the financial sustainability of the project, it is important to understand the associated costs and what cost-saving measures can be implemented. The BIPV would cover its own cost in roughly 3 years and continue to provide 100% of the building's electrical needs for years to come. Several federal grants and subsidies exist to help offset these costs as well. In addition to nearly 1.12 acres of vertical farming space, our proposal incorporates extensive square footage allocations towards the creation of habitat space for local flora and fauna. With roughly 20% of the building's surface area allocated for habitat creation, we are able to provide roughly 33,700 square feet for local flora and fauna. The aggregate scalar language of the design constitutes associative bodies in the sense that each is, by its very nature as a body, continuously affecting and being affected by other bodies. This interplay creates a new spatial relationship not found in other structures. Whether it be humans, birds, pets, or plants, the spaces offer the possibility of harmonious interactions between these species through the incorporation of varying scales. These scales weave the fabric of the structure. The distinction between commons and private zones is directly tied into scalar differentiation, with the majority of outdoor elevated common spaces being in the lower and larger sections of the building. The private residential components work their way up to the tower to the upper limits of the structure. These successive sections show different zones in the building and how they aggregate together, same color coding for different zones as plans. Creating a chunk model provided the opportunity to showcase how our structure interacts with the fritted glass exterior in a double envelope system. In certain sections, this separates the residential from the vertical farm, giving residents a personal relationship with the food they eat. The residents, both human and animal alike, are able to enjoy plentiful amounts of sunshine on a daily basis, as most of the surrounding buildings do not encumber the sun's radiance. Relative to the other structures, the intimacy between humans and animals is stronger in this building. How do natural roles change when you increase the overlap in daily interactions? What does habitat look like when viewed through these different roles? We are proposing a new form of habitat with birds, bees, pets, plants, and humans forming a symbiotic aggregation. This project looks to redefine the concept of public housing Under the premise of using complex compositional language, we made the commons our priority in the hopes of pioneering a revolutionary change in the neighborhood. We hope to affect the surrounding economic system and ecosystem and generate a growing community organism.